Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA Kris here, the Real Estate Blitz, and today I'm going to present to you what is wholesaling and why should you know about it as a real estate agent. So wholesaling is a type of investing, and a lot of investors even argue that wholesaling isn't a form of investing. I have my own opinions. I might get into them. I don't know, just kind of depends. So what is wholesaling? Wholesaling is basically where somebody reaches out to a motivated seller that wants to sell their home off market and sometimes on market. And we can talk about that. And that's why it's important for you to understand this. But they reach out to a motivated seller of some sort, and they're going to make them an offer on their property to pay in cash, to close on the day of their choosing, to take it in its as-is condition with no contingencies, right? They're going to go in, they're going to sit down, they're going to look at the house, they're going to come up with estimated cost of repairs. They're going to come up with an estimated retail value after repairs, or an after repair value, so an ARV. And then they're going to try to negotiate with that motivated seller to purchase the home at such a price to where they could sell that property to an investor, or really the contract. Well, it could be either one. We'll talk about that. But sell that property or contract to a actual investor that either wants to flip it or wants to buy it and hold it as an investment property, and in return make a cut of money, make a certain amount of money. So typically, most wholesalers are going to do a lot of different ways. So let's break it down from the very beginning. Marketing. A few different ways they could do it. They could do it through yellow letters. They could do it through postcards. They could do it through the mail, direct mail in general, right? Another way they could do it is cold calling. A lot of them cold call. And the most real cool, super hot thing is they're doing it online, whether it's through lead capture, lead funnels, same as real estate agents, just on a different, it's just with investing. So they're going out and finding these motivated sellers online with different lead capture websites and paid advertising, etc., online through Facebook and also Google. And they're getting a lot of great success. So websites, if you're looking into something like that, go check out OnCarrot. OnCarrot is a website where it does that. I know Michael Quarles also has a website that's a lead capture website. And there's a lot of really cool systems and tools out there that are available. So once somebody actually calls, they're going to normally negotiate with them on the phone. They start talking to them. Me, whenever I used to wholesale a lot of properties before I had my license, and I still do, it just depends. I do it a little differently now. But when I used to do it a lot, I get on the phone and I'm already laying the groundwork when I show up to buy your house, blah, blah, blah. I'm walking them through the process and letting them know, A, what I do and how I do it, B, to feel them out, see if it's even real, and C, I want to see if they will even adjust or move on price at all, considering how I'm going to purchase their home and how I'm going to give a solution to their need, because these people are usually in need. They're motivated sellers. They have a need. They want to sell their house in cash to an investor. Now, once that person actually has that property under contract, I've wholesaled land, I've wholesaled homes, I've wholesaled duplexes, fourplexes, I've wholesaled. You can wholesale almost anything as long as it's some form of real estate. You can wholesale anything, but you know what I mean, at least for what we do. So from there, if you negotiate it appropriately, then you have a buyer's list. I have a buyer's list. If you don't have a buyer's list, there are ways to create and do a buyer's list, but that's a whole, maybe another video. I'll write it down, buyer's list. But anyways, your buyer's list is your cash buyers. And I think this is important because all real estate agents, in my opinion, should also have a cash buyer's list. We all come up on properties that are in a distressed situation. And those properties, if you have a cash buyer list, you can usually get them off, get them sold. I do it by text. I can usually get it sold by text within, a half hour to an hour. And then, it's going to close in about 14 days in cash. So once you actually have that contract, you can go one of two ways. You can either close, double close, right? You could close and then sell the home to an investor. Now, in my opinion, if you're going to close on the property, you should wholesale the property. You shouldn't wholesale it. That's my opinion. But everybody has their opinions on the subject. But if not, what you can do is you can actually sell the contract. So you have a purchase agreement with somebody for their house for the sum of $100,000. you believe you can sell the house for $120,000 to an investor because there's an ARV of whatever, right? So I tell them, hey, you can purchase this contract for $20,000. Now we're going to be looking to do basically an ABBC transaction. So we're going to go into escrow, and I put that into the buyer contract that I could also sell this to another investor. There's, a few different ways. And I probably should do a video on how I qualify and get it to investors. Because what I do is I actually, when I go to the property, I take a video camera with me and actually videotape the whole house. I narrate over it with the challenges and deficiencies I see. I upload that to my Google Share drive, and I give that to the investors. Now, if they still want to go see the house, I'll still coordinate that and hook it up so they can go look at it before they purchase the contract or purchase the house if I'm going to close on it. But normally they can sit there, look at it, and have a pretty damn good view of what the rehab costs are going to be before they show up, so they can say, yes, I'm definitely interested in that property. But from there, we go into escrow. I usually use a investor-friendly escrow company, so they understand investing, they understand the contracts, they understand the process and how it works. And the investor will come in with their money, and that money will basically, I will get my cut, and after I get my cut, then that money will go over to the closing money will actually go over to the person that's selling the home, the motivated seller. But other than that, that's really what it is. You're basically making. So I remember Michael Quarles asked me this really cool question. He says, what is wholesaling to you? And this was 5-7 years ago, somewhere around there. I told him what I thought wholesaling was. He says, no, all wholesaling is, and I'll tell you, wholesaling is that you're receiving a very small portion of the total profits on that property for going out and doing the hardest portion of investing, finding the motivated seller and the property. So that's why I moved away from wholesaling. I do on occasion if the opportunity presents itself and I don't have, and I don't want to or deal with that property. But that is basically in a nutshell what wholesaling is. Why is it important to you as a real estate agent? First thing, you're going to come up on distressed homes. You're going to run into distressed homes. Every real estate agent does. And a lot of investors farm real estate agents to find those distressed homes. So if you get a distressed home, there are other options. The option may not be, they may not want to list with a real estate agent. And actually, most of the investors, wholesalers, that get these motivated sellers, they ended up going through the wholesaler because they didn't want to deal with a real estate agent because they didn't want to deal with commissions and stuff. That may still be an opportunity. You say, look, this is what it would sell in the open market. This is what it would sell if it was renovated. And this is what it would sell to a cash investor. Well, I'd like to just get it to a cash investor. Fantastic. You know what? I am a real estate agent. I want you to understand, I can't sell your house for this price. However, if you would like a cash deal, I can write an offer for you right now, and I will purchase this home. And then I use a different contract. It's an investor-based contract. The other reason why it's important, and this is the big one, sometimes real estate agents get took for a ride, and they don't even realize they're on that ride until they're on it. Some investors will actually go after on-market properties, and they will request that the agent write a certain type of an offer with a whole bunch of exit clauses and a few other things. Not saying it's bad, but sometimes it can get you in trouble. You just got to be careful. And I actually might have Kim do a video with me on that. But, you just got to be cautious of what you do and don't write into your contracts to make sure you don't get screwed. And also the person, because you got to think, you're emotionally locking somebody up in a transaction when the investor may not have any intent of actually closing at the price that they said they were going to close at. All they did, they wanted to lock it up so they can beat the person down on price so they can eventually get it at the price that they really wanted it. And to me, ethically, I think that's crappy. I don't personally do that. I know a lot of investors that do. But I just personally don't like working with investors that do that. So I make sure the contracts are appropriate whenever possible and go from there. So, just be cautious when investors reach out to you and say, yeah, I want you to write a bunch of offers on a bunch of stuff. Depending on what they want to write, you may not want to be involved in that. But anyways, that's all I got. That's my quick down and dirty on what is wholesaling and why it's important to you. If you want to learn more on wholesaling, I mentioned one guy. Go out and check out Michael Quarles. He's on YouTube. Buy, sell, fix, flip, along with give me 1 second. I'll tell you his other one. If you type in Michael Quarles, it's going to pop up. So it's Michael, Michael, Quarles, Quarles. And if you type in the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show or Wealth Through Real Estate, you'll find him. He also has a coaching program for investors, but that's a good start. And he doesn't always talk everything about real estate wholesaling. He talks a lot about wholesaling. He will talk about wholesaling. He talks about marketing and finding motivated sellers, which is also extremely important for real estate agents, right? But I was check him out. Another one is Sean Terry, Sean Terry, Terry, and that's Flip the number 2 Freedom. Both of these guys have podcasts. Both of them have websites. Both of them have YouTube stuff. Lots of good information out there from both of them. And I think those are probably the best 2 to get started with. And of course, I think they don't talk a whole lot about it anymore, but you can find a lot of great content. If you go to biggerpockets.com, biggerpockets.com has a lot of content on wholesaling, but they've moved a little bit away from that in the last year, and they're talking a lot about buy and holds. I'll probably do another video on that. But the Bigger Pockets is a fantastic resource and reference point. Anyways, that's all I got today. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.